बाहर निकला तो मैंने देखा कि आवाज़, जोर से आवाज़ आया विंग्स का, फिर पूरा धुआं भर गया।
मेरे खुद को भी बिलीव नहीं होता कि मैं कैसे उसमें से जिंदा बाहर निकला।
A disaster that has shocked the entire country, a disaster, a tragedy that has the entire world glued to their television screen. 241 people on the aircraft have lost their lives, just one lone survivor on seat 11A. A massive wide-bodied aircraft, Boeing 787 Dreamliner, dropped to the ground in a fireball in just a matter of 32 seconds, a minuscule half a minute that it took for so many families and lives to be destroyed forever. We're going to be understanding with the help of this passenger jet simulation what could have gone wrong with this particular aircraft, what could have led to this particular crash. Today with us we have Pushkar Shailar, who is a trained commercial pilot. Pushkar, let's go on to the passenger jet simulation and try and understand how an aircraft really works, what could have gone wrong with this particular aircraft. Pushkar, first things first, I just wanted to begin by asking you, what do you think could have gone wrong? What are the technical difficulties that the pilot might have encountered on this particular aircraft?
See, first of all, I will not make any speculations on this until the report is out. The investigation is still being done, right? So there's no report that's coming out. But what are the possibilities, right? There are multiple possibilities. Could be some technical fault, right? Could be complete power loss, right? Or could be some bird activity. But we really cannot say that this is the reason that happened until the investigation is out.
Absolutely. There's a probe that we're waiting by for more details on what really could have transpired in the span of those 32 seconds. But we're talking about half a minute here. And in just a span of half a minute, you did have that entire aircraft. It's a very massive, wide-bodied aircraft that crashed into the ground, dropped to a fireball. We just want to understand if there's a possible double engine failure that is something that you see in terms of a reason. What is really the protocol when it comes to technical difficulties such as these?
See, the altitude when they took off, right, it was close to 500-600 feet. So at that altitude, if you have complete power loss, then it becomes really difficult to recover from that. But every pilot is well trained to do this. But since the aircraft was so close to the ground, so it must have been difficult for them to control. But they must have gone through all the checklist and everything. So
basically, what you're saying is that since the aircraft was at a low height at that particular point in time, it made it difficult for the pilot to find room to maneuver the aircraft back to safety?
Yes, that could be one of the things, right? Because since you're very close to the ground, you don't have room, right? A lot of room, right? And you don't have a lot of time to think. You have to react quickly, and that's how things work, right? So
absolutely. Also, there's a lot of speculation in terms of the flap, right? Could you also explain to us the function of a flap? What is a flap on an aircraft, and how, with the help of this passenger jet simulation, help us understand where can a flap be controlled from?
Right, so we had flaps before takeoff and during landing also. So flaps, basically what they do is they generate a lot of lift, which helps us in getting airborne with a shorter distance, right? So, and also during landing, right, to slow us down, we use flaps. So it's a part on the wing that extends downwards.
So is this an auto control? Is this a manual control? How does that work, the operation of a flap?
It's completely manual, right? It's determined, so the flap setting is basically determined using the current weather conditions and the weight of the aircraft and all of that.
So Pushkar, from within this aircraft, this passenger jet simulation, where would you be operating the flap from?
Right, so this is how a flaps control look like, right? So right now it's on 0, so this is how we add flaps 1, flaps 2, and that's how the flaps get extended, and we also get the image on the screens that flaps have been extended or retracted.
Right, so the probable reasons that we're looking at this point in time, it's a possible double engine failure that we're looking at. Is there any other possibility that you're seeing based on your experience when it comes to this particular aircraft or when it comes to a particular airborne?
See, I'm not exactly sure what exactly happened on that scenario, but what I'll say is bird activity could be one of the reasons. I mean, there are multiple reasons, but bird activity could be one of the reasons that we need to look at.
So there you have it. Those are some of the reasons that might have led to this really unfortunate tragedy unfolding, where you do have 241 people on that particular aircraft losing their lives. Bird activity, possible double engine failure, those are some of the reasons that Pushkar outlined as a commercial pilot. Right now we have with us squadron leader Ajay Paranjpe, who's a veteran who's going to be explaining to us what the nitty-gritties look like when it comes to a commercial aircraft. How long do you suspect it takes when it comes to the black box to be able to decode that message? Where in the aircraft is the black box located, and how is it found in the unfortunate event of a plane crash?
Okay, so as the name suggests, though it's called a black box, it's really an orange colored box, so that if it gets thrown out in a jungle or something in an event of
that you can spot it.
So that we can spot it,
okay.
Correct. And usually these are located in the tail plane of the aircraft, because they estimate that it's the tail plane that will survive the crash. So that's where these two boxes will be.
And is the black box itself designed in a particular way so that it can resist a lot of impact and get through basically a lot of impact, say from a possible fire or...
Absolutely. So they are designed to sustain very high temperatures. They can sustain very high water pressure if they get submerged. And of course, they are very fireproof. So all precautions are taken that in the event of a crash where you see often there are a lot of burns that happen, the burning happens. But the flight data recorder is designed to, and the cockpit voice recorder are designed to sustain these kind of extremities.